Hello guys, welcome to Hirey show. This is me, your host Adejuyigbe, IreOluwa, or you can call me Adejuyigbe, Joshua IreOluwa Adejuyigbe. You can call me Hirey for short. This is your Hirey show. I was hoping I could have some quiet before I could record this video. Alright, so pardon the noise and pardon the disturbance. I would like to thank everybody that watched the last video, although it's a bit, scratchy. I did a bit sketchy analysis of schooling in the UK using a form of a skit, but there is more to traveling to the UK for the purpose of schooling. There is much more. This includes the processing, this includes getting admission, scholarship opportunities and all that. So I would like to give an advice before I proceed. The advice is, I know a lot of us are looking for scholarship opportunities to come to the UK, so we don't really have to spend much on coming to the UK as a student. Let me just tell you the fact, there are lots of conditions attached to scholarships, which most of them might include you having to come back to your country. I'm not saying it's a crime to go back to your country, but if you know that you want to stay for a while and have the freedom to enjoy some of the benefits of coming to the UK, I would suggest, if you have a sponsor aside being on a scholarship, you should take it. Scholarship could restrict you, in some ways. I think some people, after spending 1 year of struggling as a student, the scholarship tells them that they have to come back to Nigeria when everything is about to, when you are beginning to get used to the environment. Now you have to go back to your country and probably, if you are into lecturing and all that, lecture, do a lot of things, but you didn't really get to enjoy the fact that you came to the UK, you just came here to study and go back. So I would suggest that if you can get a sponsor, if you can find your way, if you can sponsor yourself, it would be great to do that. So this episode is going to be explaining the process of coming to the UK to study, from the application process, like school application process, to some scholarship opportunities, to the visa application and all that. So before I proceed, if you haven't subscribed, please take your time out, click the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can get notifications, because this schooling in the UK is divided into 6 parts. So I would like you to get notification when each episode drops on a daily basis. So the first thing I'll be talking about, the first episode is talking about the application, processing your application to study in the UK. So the first thing first that you have to do is research. Search for schools that offer courses that are in your interest. Search for schools that offer courses that are in your area of interest, like not every school, like in Nigeria too, or like any other country, any African country you are, not every school offers all courses. In fact, have you seen a school that offers all the courses in the world? Because new courses come out every day. So look out for your area of interest and look for schools that offer it. Then, aside looking out for your area of interest, look out for courses that gives birth to opportunities. Look out for courses that gives birth to opportunities. You know that they are of high demand. You know that you would get more exposure. You know that you will get a lot of opportunities by offering these courses. So look for courses that does that, so that you wouldn't just spend a lot of money without opportunities arising from that. You understand? So after that, you should process your application. Every school has an application portal. If you want to enter as an undergrad, if you want to enter as a postgrad, there's an application portal on, I think maybe the school website or separately, yeah. But most times there's an application portal. I applied from Nigeria. I applied on the portal on the school website, and the application is just in batches. I think it's in pages. First one has to do with your personal details, your name, your date of birth, a lot of other things that you can work on. Then I think there's a part where they ask if you have a passport. The passport is necessary in your application procedure because they would like to know if you will be able to travel over. They would like to know if you have the means to travel, because how can you leave Nigeria without a passport? No, it doesn't work that way. So a passport is necessary. Then they will ask if you would need a Tier 4 visa. A Tier 4 visa is a student visa, which I'll be talking about in the next episode. So they will be asking if you need a Tier 4 visa. They'll ask for the passport number, they'll ask for the expiring date, they'll ask for all that. Then there's this is more or less like the tricky part now. This is the part of writing a personal statement. Most times this is the part that tests you, that proves you worthy to be a candidate that the school wants, because in the UK almost every school is looking out for people who are of high prospects, people who are promising to be in their school. It's not all about the results you have sometimes, and sometimes it's about the results you have. So I think the first one they asked me was in not less than 300 words, or no more than 300 words. Yeah. Tell us why you are the best. Tell us why you are the best student to be picked in so category, in terms of academics, in terms of social life, in terms of all that. So they would like to know all that, and this is the period. This is more or less like an interview. This is the time you need to toast your school. You need to, like, I don't know, you need to like sweet talk them into liking you, into wanting to consider you as a student. Not everybody scales through this process, and I remember when I wanted to write my first personal statement, I was just being there. I just wrote something. If I noticed that they didn't respond for a long time until I showed an experienced personnel the personal statements, who actually told me that no, I shouldn't have written it this way. I should like make it more formal, because they love people who I think there's an ethics to writing in the UK. So they would like to know how well you can construct your English, how well you can let out your ideas, how well you can do all that, and your achievements, which is written in the personal statement. So it's very, very important to do that. Then the personal statement is what makes or mars your application process most times, because this is more or less, like I said, it's more or less like an interview. This is when they get to hear from you. Some schools will call you to know why you picked their school, and some other questions. I think it varies from school to school, so I'm not going to be so certain that this is the question for every school. I school at Nottingham Trent University, so this is the process I went through. But the processes are similar, but the questions might be a bit different. So from there, you have to wait. I think every year they have two intakes. They have the winter intake, that's January, and they have the summer intake, that's August, September. So January intakes, probably you applied September and you want to get admission for next September. You might not get a response until they are done with January intake, so it might take a while. You might think that, oh my god, these people are not responding. Then you're just on your bed one day and you just hear a response that, oh, you have a conditional offer. Like I said, this is a conditional offer. It's not a guarantee that you have been offered admission yet. So conditional offer means you have conditions to satisfy before you get an unconditional offer that, okay, it has been guaranteed that you are a student of this, you have been offered admission into the school. So the conditions might vary from school to school. For my school, I had to submit a lot of documents. I submitted my transcripts, I submitted my school certificate, I submitted WAEC results showing that I had a C, at least a C in English language. This is the test for proficiency. Some schools might ask for your IELTS result. That's also the common Nigerian English proficiency examination. And there are lots of conditions. Also, some might ask for your passport number. They might ask for a scanned copy of your passport. They might ask for your detail page for your passport and all that. Then original WAEC certificates, and some of them would ask for that. Then I think that's basically. Then there's a deposit fee that you have to pay before your CAS can be processed. These conditions have to be fulfilled before you get an unconditional offer. Some schools might tell you that, okay, you have to pay a deposit of £3,000. Some might tell you that you have to pay a deposit of £1,000, and before they can process your CAS. So, like I said, it varies from school to school. So once that is paid, I think some schools offer a form of discount for international students. You could see like a £3,000 discount from the tuition. You can see a lot of other discounts, which might look like a form of a scholarship. There is no strings attached that has to force you back to your country, like I said. So this is just like the school helping out to lessen the burden of your school fees to an extent, although in actual sense it feels like the 3,000 is maybe, well, I won't dabble into that. So if you fulfilled all that, you get a CAS. Once you get a CAS, you are free to process everything that has to do with your visa. The CAS is more or less like an invite from your school telling, the CAS is more or less like an invite from your school that you can tender at the embassy that shows that they want you to come over to the UK. You understand? So they would tender, okay, how much you've paid as a student, how much is left. Then I think this is what the embassy will look into to check if you can afford to pay the rest of your school fees by looking into your account statement. So the visa process is what is next. Like I said, the visa process involves a lot of things, especially here in Nigeria. First of all, I think you have to do tuberculosis tests so they can check if you have tuberculosis or not. The tuberculosis test is valid for 6 months. 6 months. So you can use the same test for 6 months. So I would advise you do your test early so you don't have delays eventually, because the rate at which people are rushing to do these tests before you can get an appointment, it could be months later. So I would suggest you try to get your appointment early, then you can do your tests. Then after that, there are lots of new policies that governs visa application in Nigeria now. The policies keep changing. UK keeps changing their policies about we want this, we want that, we want that. So I can't say what I say today will be valid next year. It might not be, especially in terms of visa application. So as at last year when I got here, the process included COVID-19 testing. I had to test for COVID-19 exactly 24 hours before my departure. So it means that you are sure that you are traveling the next day, so you have to do your COVID-19 tests the day before. So also the visa application involves submitting, most times it involves submitting the same documents you used to get your admission from the school. So I had to tender my school certificate. Like I said, I had to tender my transcript, though they did not ask for my transcript. According to what is on the CAS, that shows the kind of document, because on the CAS it will tell you that, okay, the person submitted this and this. I think on the CAS the visa embassy would have told you that, okay, submit the documents you used to get to secure your admission. Then also you submit your tuberculosis result. For the COVID-19, they did not ask from the embassy. No, the tuberculosis is just a necessary one. Then the other ones involves filling forms about yourself and all that, where you are going to be staying when you get to the UK, all that stuff. So that's that about that. Like I said, I think I recorded the video before this and there was no sound, so I had to start over. Don't mind me rushing because I'm feeling somehow. So like I said in the former video, your visa could be rejected and it could be approved. There are lots of conditions to this. Like, being rejected means there are lots of things wrong with your application. It could be as a result of forged documents, or suspicious documents which might not look authentic enough. It could be as a result of your account statement. Oh, I didn't mention the account statement in the former one. The account statement is more or less like they checking if you have the money in your account to be able to complete your school fees. They'll check, okay, if you have £12,000 left in your school fees, they will now cross-check it to see if the money in your account is close to, if it is that amount, then okay, I think he's good to go, he can fend for himself and all that. So like I said, the UK is not looking for a liability in their country, especially in terms of international students. So they'll check if you can do that. They will now check if that account statement is authentic enough. A lot of people forge account statement and all that. But if you want to go about your account statement, there are lots of channels at which you can do that, which I'm not discussing in this video. It's not part of what I'm discussing. So they will check if all your certificates are authentic enough. They'll check all that, because what you are scanning to them is more or less like the original certificate. So they'll try to check if that is what is what they need. They'll check if it is authentic, and sometimes they reject, so they can ask for further details from you to question, okay, what is this about, what is that about. Sometimes visa could be rejected based on your performance in your interview. I didn't do an interview, but some people would do interview based on policies, like I said. So there are lots of videos out there that shows the kind of questions they ask during the interview. So I wouldn't be explaining the questions, but there are lots of videos that prepares you for your visa interview. Then if you get accepted, then I think all that is left for you now is to go for your COVID-19 test when you are ready for your flight. Probably a day, most likely, in fact, very a day before you travel. you go for your test. Unless you are fully vaccinated, I think. I don't know the policy, if the policy allows fully vaccinated Nigerians to come into the UK without a test. But most times they used to tell you to test before coming on board to know if you have COVID-19. If it is negative, then you can go for your flights, you can come over to the UK. Then that is not the end of everything. You've gotten to the UK, probably you have to isolate for 10 days and all that. There's still a school enrollment policy. You have to enroll before a certain date in your school. You have to enroll, you have to fulfill a lot of conditions. Probably in Nigeria we do student enrollment, that's the student registration, so you can have all your details, your BRP. I got my BRP from school, that's my residential permit, which shows what I am entitled to as a student. It's more or less like an extension of my visa to show how many days I have on my visa. So that's as far as schooling in the UK is concerned. So tomorrow we'll be talking about Tier 4 visa. That's a student visa, what it entails, what you need to know about the Tier 4 visa. And if you have questions, like I said, if you have questions, don't forget to leave it in the comment section. It is very, very important. If you don't comment about your question, how would I know what exactly you need me to talk about? I know you expect to know what you need, but if you just have questions, remember to ask in the comment. And if you haven't subscribed, ensure you click the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can get notified each time a new episode comes up. Once again, my name is Adejuyigbe IreOluwa, your host for Hirey, and see you tomorrow.